Life can feel so heavy when you care too much about what everyone thinks, says, or does. We live in a world where people constantly judge, criticize, and compare. Social media, friends, family, even strangers. Everyone has an opinion about how you should live your life. And when you try to please everyone or live up to their expectations, you lose yourself. You start feeling drained, anxious, and unhappy. But here's a simple truth. The less you care about unnecessary things, the happier you become. This doesn't mean you stop caring about the people you love or your dreams. It simply means you stop wasting your energy on things that don't really matter, like other people's opinions, negative comments, or things you can't control. When you learn to let go, you give yourself the gift of peace. You start living for yourself, not for others. You feel lighter, freer, and more confident. Caring less is not about being cold-hearted. It's about protecting your mental health and focusing on what truly matters in life. In this video, we'll go through 12 powerful steps to help you care less and be truly happy. By the end, you'll see how freeing yourself from unnecessary worries can completely change your life. Get ready to step into a lighter, happier version of yourself. Step 1. Stop seeking everyone's approval. One of the biggest reasons we care too much is because we want everyone to like us. We want to be accepted, appreciated, and praised. This desire is natural because, as humans, we are wired to connect and belong. But here's the problem. No matter what you do, not everyone will like you. You could be the kindest, most loving person in the world, and someone will still find a reason to criticize you. Think about it, even the most successful people, like famous actors, athletes, or leaders, have millions of fans but also millions of haters. If they can't make everyone happy, how can you? When you seek approval from others, you hand over your power and happiness to them. You start living your life based on their expectations instead of your own dreams and values. This leads to frustration and stress because you're constantly trying to be someone you're not. The truth is, you don't need everyone's approval to live a meaningful life. The only approval you truly need is your own. When you believe in yourself and make choices that align with your values, you will naturally attract the right people who genuinely appreciate you. The rest simply don't matter. Here's a simple way to practice this. Next time you're about to make a decision, pause and ask yourself, am I doing this because I want to, or because I'm afraid of what others might think? If your answer is based on fear or trying to please someone, rethink your choice. Let's say you want to wear a certain outfit, start a new hobby, or change your career. If someone criticizes you, remind yourself that their opinion is just a reflection of their own beliefs, not your worth. People see the world through their own experiences and insecurities. What they think of you has more to do with them than with you. Learning to stop seeking approval doesn't happen overnight. It's a process of building confidence and self-respect. Start small by saying no to something you don't want to do, even if you feel nervous. Celebrate that small act of courage. Over time, you'll notice that the more you honor your feelings and decisions, the less you'll care about what others think. Here's a powerful truth to remember. The people who truly love you will respect you for being authentic, even if they don't always agree with you. The ones who don't respect you were never meant to have a big role in your life anyway, When you stop living for others and start living for yourself, you create space for real happiness. You no longer feel the constant pressure to perform or fit in. Instead, you feel free to express who you truly are. So, let go of the need to be liked by everyone. It's impossible, and it's not worth the stress. Focus on being the best version of you, and the right people will love you for it. This is the first step to caring less about unnecessary things and finding the deep, lasting happiness you deserve. Step 2. Control what you can and let go of what you can't. One of the fastest ways to free yourself from stress and unhappiness is to understand this simple truth. You cannot control everything. Many people spend their entire lives trying to fix things that are completely out of their hands. They try to control other people's opinions, behaviors, or even outcomes of situations. But no matter how hard you try, you can't make someone like you. You can't force things to always go your way, and you can't predict every twist and turn life will throw at you. When you care too much about things you can't control, you set yourself up for constant disappointment. Imagine standing outside in the rain, yelling at the clouds to stop pouring. It's pointless, right? The rain will come whether you like it or not. Instead of wasting energy yelling at the sky, you can simply grab an umbrella, wear a raincoat, or wait it out. That's the difference between caring too much about what you can't control and wisely focusing on what you can control. Here's the key. Your power lies in your response, not in the situation itself. You can't control how others treat you, but you can control how you react. You can't control the past, but you can choose what you learn from it. You can't control the future, but you can prepare for it by making smart decisions today. For example, let's say you're working on a group project, and one person isn't putting in any effort. You can't control their laziness, but you can control how you handle it. You can step up, do your best, and speak calmly about the issue instead of getting angry or stressed. By focusing on your actions, you protect your peace instead of giving your power away to frustration. Many people also get trapped in worrying about what-if scenarios. What if I fail? What if people judge me? What if it doesn't work out? These thoughts create unnecessary anxiety because they are based on things that haven't even happened yet. Instead of worrying, shift your focus to what you can do right now. Take small, practical steps and remind yourself that you'll handle challenges as they come. Here's a simple exercise. Whenever you feel overwhelmed, grab a piece of paper and make 2 columns. In the first column, write down everything you're worried about. In the second column, circle the things you actually have control over. Focus only on those things and let the rest go. This practice trains your mind to release unnecessary stress. When you finally accept that you can't control everything, life becomes so much lighter. It's like dropping a heavy backpack you've been carrying for years. You stop obsessing over every outcome and start trusting the process. Remember, caring less doesn't mean giving up. It means being smart about where you place your energy. You're not ignoring problems. You're just choosing to focus on solutions rather than stress. The moment you stop fighting the things you can't control, you open the door to inner peace. You begin to experience true happiness because you're no longer wasting your precious time and energy on battles that were never yours to fight. This mindset shift is one of the most powerful steps toward living a free, joyful life. Step 3. Stop overthinking everything. One of the biggest happiness killers is overthinking. You know those moments when you replay conversations in your head over and over, wondering if you said the wrong thing? Or when you lie awake at night imagining every possible worst-case scenario. That's overthinking, and it's exhausting. The more you think, the more anxious you become, and the less peace you feel inside. Overthinking is like being stuck in a mental hamster wheel. You keep running in circles but never actually move forward. It drains your energy and steals your joy. Most of the time, what we overthink about never even happens. Our minds create problems that don't exist. It's like paying interest on a debt you don't even owe. Here's the truth. Not every thought deserves your attention. Your mind will constantly generate ideas, fears, and what-if scenarios, but you don't have to believe or entertain them all. You have the power to observe your thoughts without letting them control you. For example, imagine you sent a text to a friend, and they didn't reply immediately. An overthinker's mind might say, "Did I upset them? Are they mad at me? Maybe they don't like me anymore?" In reality, they might just be busy. But your mind turns a simple situation into a stressful story. The first step to stop overthinking is awareness. Notice when your mind starts spinning out of control. When you catch yourself overthinking, pause and take a deep breath. Ask yourself, is this problem real right now? Or is it just in my head? Most of the time, you'll realize it's just a story your mind created. Another helpful technique is shifting your focus to action. Instead of sitting there worrying, do something practical. If you're nervous about an upcoming exam, study for 30 minutes instead of imagining failing it. If you're unsure about someone's feelings, talk to them directly instead of making assumptions. Action clears the fog that overthinking creates. You can also practice grounding techniques to calm your mind. Try this simple exercise. Name 5 things you can see around you. Name 4 things you can touch. Name 3 things you can hear. Name 2 things you can smell. Name 1 thing you can taste. This pulls your mind back to the present moment and helps you break free from the endless cycle of what-if thinking. Remember, you don't need to have everything figured out right now. Life unfolds step by step, and it's okay not to know all the answers. Trust that things will work out as long as you keep moving forward. Overthinking often comes from the desire to control everything perfectly, but perfection doesn't exist. The more you chase it, the more anxious you become. Let go of the need to have a perfect plan and allow yourself to simply be. When you stop overthinking, you create space for clarity and happiness. You realize that most of your worries were just illusions. By learning to quiet your mind and focus on the present, you free yourself from unnecessary stress. This step is like clearing dark clouds from the sky, so the sun of peace can shine through. The less you overthink, the more calm and joyful your life will become. Step 4. Set healthy boundaries. A huge part of caring less and being happier is learning how to set healthy boundaries. Boundaries are like invisible lines that protect your mental and emotional well-being. Without them, people can easily take advantage of you, drain your energy, and leave you feeling resentful. Many people struggle with setting boundaries because they're afraid of upsetting others or being seen as selfish. But here's the truth. Setting boundaries is not selfish. It's self-respect. Think about it like this. If you had a beautiful home, you wouldn't leave the doors wide open for strangers to walk in and take whatever they want, right? You'd lock your doors and only allow people in who you trust. Your mind and heart are just like that home. Without boundaries, anyone can walk in and dump their negativity, problems, or demands on you. For example, maybe you have a friend who always calls you to complain, but never listens when you need support. Or perhaps a coworker constantly piles extra work on you because they know you won't say no. If you don't set limits, you'll end up feeling exhausted, overwhelmed, and unappreciated. The first step to setting boundaries is knowing your limits. Pay attention to the situations that leave you feeling stressed, angry, or drained. These are signs that your boundaries are being crossed. Once you're clear about your limits, you can communicate them to others calmly and firmly. Here's a simple way to do it. Use I statements. Instead of blaming someone, express how their behavior affects you. For instance, say, I feel overwhelmed when I take on extra tasks, so I won't be able to help with this project right now. This keeps the conversation respectful while still standing up for yourself. It's also important to remember that no is a complete sentence. You don't have to explain or justify every decision you make. Saying no might feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you're used to always saying yes, but it gets easier with the practice. The people who truly care about you will understand and respect your boundaries. The ones who don't were probably only benefiting from you having none. Boundaries aren't just about saying no to others, they're also about saying yes to yourself. By protecting your time and energy, you create space for the things that really matter to you, like self-care, personal growth, and meaningful relationships. Here's an exercise to try. Write down 3 areas in your life where you feel overwhelmed or drained. Next to each one, write a clear boundary you can set. For example, I will not check work emails after 8 p.m. I will limit phone calls with my negative friend to once a week. I will spend Sunday mornings doing something just for me. Yes, boundaries may feel uncomfortable at first because you're breaking old patterns, but over time, they'll become natural. The more you practice, the more confident and peaceful you'll feel. When you set healthy boundaries, you take back control of your life. You stop caring about pleasing everyone else and start focusing on what truly makes you happy. This step is like building a strong fence around your heart, not to keep love out, but to keep toxic energy away. And when you protect your peace, you'll find that caring less about the wrong things becomes so much easier. Step 5. Practice self-love and self-acceptance. If you truly want to care less about what others think and be happier, you must start with the relationship you have with yourself. So many people seek love, validation, and approval from others because they haven't given it to themselves first. When you don't love yourself, you become desperate for others to fill that void, and that gives them power over your happiness. Self-love isn't about arrogance or thinking you're better than anyone else. It's about accepting yourself fully, the good, the bad, and everything in between. It's about recognizing that you are worthy of love, respect, and happiness just as you are. When you genuinely love yourself, you naturally care less about the opinions of others because you already know your value. Think about it like this. If you had a priceless diamond, would you let a random stranger tell you it's worthless? Of course not. You would know its true worth no matter what anyone says. You are that diamond. When you know your value, other people's opinions lose their power over you. One of the best ways to practice self-love is through positive self-talk. Pay attention to the way you speak to yourself. Do you constantly criticize yourself or focus on your flaws? Imagine if a friend talked to you the way you talk to yourself. Would you want to be around them? Probably not. Start replacing negative thoughts with kind, supportive words. For example, instead of saying, "I'm such a failure," try saying, "I made a mistake, but I'm learning and growing." Another part of self-love is taking care of your body and mind. Eat nourishing foods, move your body, get enough sleep, and spend time doing things that make you feel alive. Treat yourself with the same care you would give to someone you deeply love. It's also important to embrace your imperfections. Nobody is perfect, and chasing perfection only leads to stress and disappointment. Your quirks and flaws are what make you unique and beautiful. Instead of hiding them, own them with pride. Here's a simple exercise. Every morning, look in the mirror and say one thing you appreciate about yourself. It could be about your appearance, your skills, or even your personality. This may feel awkward at first, but over time, it will boost your self-esteem and strengthen your sense of self-worth. When you develop self-love, you become your own source of happiness. You no longer depend on others to tell you that you're enough, because you already know it. And when you feel whole within yourself, you naturally care less about external validation. Remember this: the most important relationship you'll ever have is the one you have with yourself. Nurture it, protect it, and watch how your confidence grows. As your self-love deepens, you'll find that happiness flows effortlessly, and other people's opinions fade into the background. Step 6. Choose your battles wisely. Life is full of challenges, conflicts, and disagreements. If you try to fight every single battle, you'll end up mentally and emotionally drained. Many people care too much about proving they're right or defending themselves in every situation. But here's a powerful truth. Not every fight is worth your energy. Sometimes, the smartest thing you can do is simply walk away. When you care less about being right all the time, you create space for peace in your life. Think about how many arguments start over small, unimportant things. A sarcastic comment, a misunderstanding, or a difference of opinion. In the moment, it might feel tempting to defend yourself or win the argument, but what do you actually gain? Most of the time, you just end up stressed and unhappy. Choosing your battles wisely doesn't mean letting people walk all over you. It simply means knowing when to speak up and when to let things go. Before reacting, pause and ask yourself a few questions. Will this matter to me a week, month, or year from now? Is this really worth my time and energy? Am I trying to solve a problem or just feed my ego? If the issue won't matter in the long run, it's often best to let it go. Walking away isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength and maturity. It shows that you value your inner peace more than temporary satisfaction. For example, imagine someone cuts you off in traffic. You could honk, yell, or let it ruin your entire mood. Or you could take a deep breath and move on. Which choice protects your happiness? The same rule applies to relationships, work, and everyday life. Some people thrive on drama and negativity. By refusing to engage, you take away their power over you. Another important part of choosing your battles is accepting that you can't change people. You can explain your perspective, but you can't force someone to see things your way. Trying to fix someone who doesn't want to change will only lead to frustration. Instead, Focus on controlling your own behavior and let others deal with theirs. Here's a simple visualization exercise. Whenever you feel yourself getting pulled into an argument, picture your peace of mind as a glowing light. Every time you engage in pointless conflict, that light grows dimmer. When you choose to walk away, you keep your light shining bright. The less you involve yourself in unnecessary battles, the lighter and happier you'll feel. You'll realize that many things you used to care about don't actually matter. By protecting your energy and focusing only on what truly matters, you create space for growth, joy, and inner freedom. Remember, your peace is priceless. Don't let anyone steal it with petty arguments or negativity. Some battles are worth fighting, but most are better left behind. The power to choose is always in your hands. Step 7. Stop comparing yourself to others. One of the fastest ways to make yourself unhappy is by constantly comparing your life to someone else's. In today's world, it's easier than ever to fall into the comparison trap. Social media shows us highlight reels of other people's lives, perfect vacations, dream jobs, happy relationships, and shiny new cars. It's natural to look at those images and think, why isn't my life like that? But here's the truth. Comparison steals your joy. When you compare yourself to others, you're playing a game you can never win. There will always be someone richer, smarter, better looking, or more successful than you. Even if you reach one goal, you'll find another person to compare yourself to. It's a never-ending cycle that leaves you feeling inadequate and unworthy. The problem with comparison is that you're only seeing the surface. You don't know what struggles someone is hiding behind their smile or what sacrifices they made to get where they are. That person you envy might be secretly unhappy or dealing with challenges you can't see. Social media, especially, is a place where people post their best moments, not their full reality. Comparing your everyday life to someone else's highlight reel is unfair to you. Instead of comparing, focus on your own journey. Everyone has a different path, and your timeline doesn't need to match anyone else's. Maybe your success will come later, or maybe it will look completely different. And that's perfectly okay. What matters most is that you keep growing and improving at your own pace. A helpful way to break free from comparison is to practice gratitude. Each morning or evening, take a few minutes to write down 3 things you're thankful for. This simple habit shifts your focus from what you lack to what you already have. Gratitude helps you realize how rich your life already is in ways that truly matter, like health, love, friendships, and opportunities. Another important step is to celebrate your progress. Instead of looking at how far you still have to go, look back at how far you've already come. Think about challenges you've overcome and goals you've achieved. Even small wins deserve to be acknowledged and appreciated. If you find yourself comparing often, limit your exposure to triggers. This might mean taking a break from social media or unfollowing accounts that make you feel bad about yourself. Fill your feed with positive, inspiring content instead of things that spark jealousy or self-doubt. Here's a powerful truth to remember. You are not in competition with anyone. The only person you need to be better than is the person you were yesterday. Your journey is unique, and your worth isn't determined by someone else's success. When you stop comparing yourself to others, you free yourself from unnecessary stress and sadness. you start appreciating your own life, your own growth, and your own dreams. Happiness comes not from having what others have, but from loving and nurturing what you already have. This is how you care less about outside noise and truly embrace inner peace. Step 8. Let go of the past. One of the heaviest burdens you can carry is the weight of your past. Many people stay stuck in old mistakes, regrets, or painful memories, and this keeps them from fully enjoying the present. Maybe someone hurt you deeply. Maybe you made a decision you now regret. Or maybe you went through a difficult phase that still haunts you. Whatever it is, holding on to the past only causes suffering. You can't move forward if you're always looking backward. Think of your life like a car. The windshield is large because it represents the future and where you're headed, while the rearview mirror is small because it represents the past. If you focus too much on the rearview mirror, you'll crash. The same is true in life. If you keep replaying old memories, you'll miss the opportunities right in front of you. Letting go of the past doesn't mean forgetting what happened or pretending it didn't hurt. It means choosing to release the hold it has over you. You can't change what has already happened, but you can change how you respond to it. The pain you went through may not be your fault, but healing is your responsibility. Many people stay trapped in anger or resentment because they believe that holding on somehow punishes the person who hurt them. In reality, it only punishes you. Carrying anger is like holding a burning coal. You're the one getting burned. Forgiveness isn't about saying what happened was okay. It's about freeing yourself from the emotional prison of bitterness. Another part of letting go is releasing regret. Maybe you've made mistakes in the past, but who hasn't? You are human, and making mistakes is part of growth. Instead of beating yourself up, ask, what did I learn from this experience? Use your past as a teacher, not a life sentence. Every mistake you've made has shaped you into the person you are today. Here's a simple exercise to try. Write down one painful memory or regret on a piece of paper. Then, read it out loud and say, "This no longer controls me. I release it and move forward." Tear up the paper and throw it away. This symbolic act can help your mind let go, even just a little. It's also important to stay present. The past is gone, and the future hasn't arrived yet. The only moment you truly have is now. Practice mindfulness by focusing on simple things like your breath, the sound of birds, or the feeling of the sun on your skin. These little practices remind you that life is happening right here, right now, not in yesterday's memories. When you let go of the past, you make room for joy, love, and new opportunities. You stop caring about what you can't change and start creating a future that excites you. Remember, your past is just one chapter of your story. It does not define the whole book. The next pages are blank, and you have the power to write them however you choose. Step 9. Limit negative influences. The people and environments around you have a huge impact on your happiness. If you constantly surround yourself with negativity, whether it's toxic people, pessimistic friends, or stressful situations, you'll find it almost impossible to care less about unimportant things and be truly happy. Negativity spreads like a virus. Just as you catch a cold from someone sick, your mood and mindset can be influenced by the people and energy around you. Many people don't realize how much time they spend with people who drain them. It could be a friend who always complains, a coworker who criticizes everything, or even family members who constantly stress you out. These influences can make you overthink, feel insecure, and care too much about things that shouldn't matter. You end up carrying their negativity as if it were your own. The first step to limiting negative influences is recognition. Pay attention to how people make you feel. Do you feel energized, inspired, and supported after spending time with them? Or do you feel drained, anxious, and upset? People who bring constant negativity into your life are not your responsibility. They are theirs. You can be compassionate without letting their negativity control you. Next, create healthy distance. This doesn't always mean cutting people off completely. It can be as simple as spending less time with them, setting boundaries, or avoiding conversations that trigger stress. Protecting your energy is not selfish. It's essential for your well-being. You should also curate your environment. If social media feeds make you feel anxious or insecure, limit your time or unfollow accounts that don't serve you. Fill your space, both online and offline, with positivity and inspiration. Listen to motivational podcasts, read uplifting books, and spend time with people who encourage your growth. Another key step is to practice selective empathy. You can care about others without letting their problems take over your life. Offer support when it's appropriate, but don't absorb their stress as if it were yours. Remember, their mindset is their responsibility, not yours. A simple exercise. At the end of each week, reflect on the interactions and content that affected your mood the most. Ask yourself, did this energize me or drain me? Then make adjustments to spend more time with the people and things that lift you up. Limiting negative influences doesn't just protect your peace. It also allows you to focus on your growth and happiness. When you are surrounded by positivity, your mind naturally stops caring about unnecessary drama and criticism. You become calmer, more confident, and more focused on what truly matters. Remember, you are the average of the people you spend the most time with. Choose wisely. Surround yourself with uplifting energy, and you'll find that happiness comes more easily. Caring less about negativity isn't about ignoring reality. It's about protecting your mind and heart so you can live freely and joyfully. Step 10. Focus on your energy, not everyone else. A major reason people feel stressed, anxious, or unhappy is that they give their energy to things that don't deserve it. We often spend hours worrying about other people's opinions, gossip, social expectations, or situations we cannot change. The truth is, you cannot control the world, but you can control where your energy goes. Caring less about things outside your control is one of the most powerful ways to feel lighter and happier. Energy is like a currency. Every thought, emotion, and action spends a little of it. If you waste it on negativity, comparisons, or unnecessary drama, you end the day feeling drained. The key is to invest your energy wisely into your goals, passions, relationships that matter, and personal growth. These are the areas that actually improve your life and bring satisfaction. Start by observing where your energy is going. Notice when you feel exhausted or anxious. Ask yourself, am I spending my energy on something that matters to me, or am I reacting to someone else's drama or opinion? Awareness is the first step to reclaiming your power. Next, Set boundaries with people, situations, and even digital distractions that drain your energy. You don't have to engage in every argument, respond to every criticism, or fix everyone's problems. Protecting your energy is not selfish. It's necessary for your well-being. Another important practice is prioritizing your focus. Instead of juggling countless tasks, thoughts, and worries, concentrate on the few things that truly make a difference in your life. This could be improving a skill, nurturing a meaningful relationship, or taking care of your health. When your energy is focused, your results and your happiness multiply. You can also practice mental decluttering. When you catch yourself ruminating about someone's opinion or a past event, gently redirect your thoughts to something constructive. Meditation, journaling, or even a short walk can help you regain your center and prevent energy leaks. Remember, not everything deserves your attention. By caring less about what doesn't matter, you free yourself to focus on what does. The less energy you waste on irrelevant stress, the more you have for personal growth, joy, and peace. Think of your energy like sunlight. You wouldn't shine it on a dirty window. You'd shine it where it can create warmth, life, and growth. Your mind works the same way. Invest it where it counts, and let go of distractions that steal your peace. When you focus on your energy instead of everything else, life becomes lighter. You stop overreacting, overthinking, and overcaring about things that aren't worth it. Happiness becomes natural because your energy fuels your growth, your relationships, and your inner peace, rather than being drained by unnecessary worry. Step 11. Learn to detach from outcomes. One of the biggest sources of stress and unhappiness is obsessing over outcomes. We often invest so much energy into how things will turn out, whether it's a project, a relationship, or someone's reaction to us, that we forget to enjoy the process itself. Caring too much about results gives external events power over our emotions. True happiness comes when you learn to detach from outcomes and focus on your actions, effort, and intentions. Detachment doesn't mean laziness or giving up. It means doing your best in every situation, without tying your happiness to what happens afterwards. For example, you may spend hours preparing for a presentation. If you detach from the outcome, you focus fully on delivering your best, but you don't spiral into stress, worrying about whether everyone will like it or whether it will succeed exactly as planned. Many people get trapped in disappointment because they expect too much or try to control things they cannot. The truth is, you can control your effort, your attitude, and your choices, but not other people or the future. Learning to separate your effort from the result reduces anxiety and lets you enjoy life more. A practical way to practice detachment is to ask yourself, am I worried about things I can't control? If the answer is yes, consciously let it go. Focus instead on what you can influence. Take action, do your part, and then release the rest. Think of it like planting a seed. You can water it, care for it, and give it sunlight, but you cannot force it to grow overnight. Another useful tool is mindful reflection. After completing a task, reflect on what you did well and what you could improve, without judging yourself based on the outcome. This shifts your attention from stress about results to learning and growth. Detachment also applies to relationships. You cannot control how others feel or behave. You can be kind, supportive, and honest, but the rest is up to them. By letting go of attachment to their reactions, you protect your peace and care less about approval or judgment. Over time, practicing detachment trains your mind to focus on the present moment. You stop wasting energy on what-ifs, fear, or anxiety. Instead, you invest it in doing your best and enjoying life as it unfolds. Remember, life is about effort, not perfection. When you detach from outcomes, you gain freedom, clarity, and inner peace. You start caring less about unnecessary stress and more about what truly matters: your growth, joy, and authenticity. This mindset is a key step toward living a happier, lighter life, where external events no longer dictate your emotions. Step 12. Embrace simplicity and let go of excess. The final step to caring less and being truly happy is to embrace simplicity. In modern life, we are constantly surrounded by noise, clutter, and unnecessary distractions. We fill our homes, schedules, and minds with things that don't truly matter. We chase status, possessions, or approval from others, believing that these will make us happy. But in reality, happiness grows when life is simple and focused on what truly matters. Simplicity is about removing the unnecessary and focusing on the essential. It's about asking yourself, does this add value to my life, or does it drain my energy? Whether it's material possessions, toxic relationships, or endless digital noise, letting go of the excess gives you more space for peace, clarity, and joy. Start by decluttering your physical space. A cluttered environment can create a cluttered mind. Take some time to organize your surroundings, keeping only what you truly need or love. Each item you remove is not just physical space gained. It's a symbol of freeing your mind from unnecessary attachments. Next, simplify your schedule. Many people overcommit themselves, trying to do everything and please everyone. This creates stress and distraction. Learn to say no to obligations that don't align with your priorities. Focus on activities that truly matter to you, things that bring joy, growth, and purpose. Another key aspect of simplicity is limiting information overload. We live in a world of constant notifications, news, and social media updates. While some information is useful, most of it distracts you and fuels anxiety. Be selective about what you consume. Choose content that inspires, educates, or uplifts you instead of feeding worry or comparison. Simplicity also applies to your thoughts and emotions. Instead of overcomplicating life with unnecessary drama or mental clutter, focus on what you can control and release what you cannot. The less mental noise you allow, the easier it is to care less about irrelevant things and focus on what truly matters. Finally, practice gratitude and mindfulness within simplicity. Appreciate the small joys of life. A warm cup of tea, a walk in nature, or a heartfelt conversation. These simple moments often bring more happiness than anything extravagant or material. When you embrace simplicity, life becomes lighter. You stop chasing external approval, possessions, or meaningless achievements. You focus on what brings you peace, purpose, and fulfillment. Letting go of excess is not about deprivation. It's about creating space for the things that genuinely matter. Remember, happiness is found in freedom, clarity, and simplicity. The less you carry, the less you worry, and the more you enjoy. By simplifying your life, you naturally care less about distractions, negativity, and unnecessary stress. This is the ultimate step to living a happier, lighter, and more peaceful life. Caring less doesn't mean you stop caring about life. It means you care about the right things. And when you do, happiness becomes effortless. And that's it, loving listeners. By following these 12 steps, you can care less about unnecessary worries, protect your peace, and live a happier, lighter life. Remember, happiness is a choice, and it starts from within. Begin today, take small steps, and watch your life transform. Keep growing, keep smiling, and stay motivated with mind-blowing motive. Your daily dose of inspiration and life-changing motivation.